Yeah.
NVIDIA unveils Nitrogen open source AI model that can play 1,000 plus games for you. So basically, you won't have to play your own games. You'll be buying the games and just watching them instead of actually playing. I don't understand why. Who needs that? Who may do you think it's for like game reviewers and like content creators? But also at the same time, I'm a creator who only talks and plays games. I would never use something like that. So I'm a little confused what's the plan here. I still think that a lot of game journals might end up using this. So and this is not the only AI thing that's happening right now. There's also this. Sony have developed an AI tool to censor games in real time. Games like Stellar Blade will suffer. I'm pretty sure it's not gonna be just Stellar Blade. I don't think it's gonna be just like quote unquote sexy women. I think it's gonna be like also gore and war games. Maybe even horror games too. Bro, imagine if they censor FPS games and you don't see parts of your screen while playing a shooter game. Oh, people would get mad.
What's up, space pirates? This is your Admiral, the reasonably ruthless Dr. Disaster. And the level of censorship that we have seen in video games over the past year has been utterly ridiculous. The financial company.
Yeah, I think like the whole state of gaming is just ridiculous. You don't have to play games, just watch AI play games for you, just have everything censored. Um just oh, you're like a specific political demographic if you enjoy specific kind of game. It's exhausting, bro.
Companies like Visa and PayPal have been pissing in our faces.
What is that? Is that piss? Is that piss?
You may recall that they essentially bullied Steam into changing their terms of service so as to follow their guidelines, disallowing adult-oriented content on Valve's platform even if it is properly marked as adult content and even if there are guardrails in place to prevent non-adults from accessing such games. This was always ludicrous considering that these same payment processors still work openly with adult websites like OnlyFans. This is definitely a
Well, there's also Steam employees that have went rogue and went after small indie games for no reason whatsoever.
case of these people trying to curate what gamers have access to for reasons that I can only assume are malevolent. And honestly, at this point, the feeling is mutual.
Like, did they say they'll be censoring specifically women? Or did they say they'll be censoring games, like plural, right? So I'm just assuming there's no way they'll be targeting just games with women. That would be stupid. Sony AI censorship. Sony files AI censorship patent to make PlayStation games playable for all ages. So it's not gonna be just Stellar Blade, okay? It's gonna be all kinds of games. This
Oh, so
is
it's like a
yeah.
parental system, but AI based?
My God. But we're right now in like a stage where people don't look after the kids. They're forcing it onto everyone. So will we have to do like ID checks to not have the game blurry? Recent system updates for PlayStation 5 show incremental improvement. Okay, doubt. AI-driven content filtering. The patent describes an AI model that scans gameplay in real time. The system identifies content that users want to censor. It then applies filters without interrupting gameplay. Oh, they're going the Black Mirror route. Have you guys seen the Black Mirror episode? I think it's called Angel something, Dark Angel something. Black Mirror uh censorship episode. Archangel. It's called Archangel. Hold on. This is literally an episode from Black Mirror. Here, I'll show.
Right.
I'm not gonna play the actual video. I'll show you guys like tiny snippets. Archangel. In this episode, right? So the mom installs like a chip in like her daughter to always see what she's doing. Okay? So like everything the kid sees, the mom sees. So like she almost lost a kid, so she installed like the chip in her head, right? So now what the mom can do, she can just blur everything she sees, everything that's like violent. She can just blur. She can blur her vision and audio. Every time like the kid sees anything violent or sexual or anything, this is what happens. Like it's like censored.
Yo, Black Mirror, man. They've been cooking for a while.
Yeah. So this is what it kind of reminds me of what they're saying here. According to the filing, artificial intelligence models are disclosed to customize audio, video, or content, such as video game content based on user provided content filtering parameters. The technology can mute offensive language, it can blur or hide gore and nudity. You see, this is what I mean. Everyone's like reporting that it's only gonna be like sexy women, but it's gonna affect all the games. Like I really want people to stop making only about women. It affects all the games. The system may also remove scenes entirely. In some cases, it can replace censored content with AI generated alternatives. Part of me, when it comes out, part of me wants to see if it's gonna censor the scenes from Veilguard, or will it only censor the games that were actual successes. Sony's design allows a second processor to handle the censorship work. That setup reduces strain on the main system. Okay, so yeah, that's what's going on. So let's go back to the video.
With these guys.
Hey, right back at you, bitch.
Well, the censorship that we see now is nothing compared to the possibilities that the future holds. We've discussed AI a few times recently, and I am of the opinion that it is a useful tool that will help people become more efficient in all kinds of jobs. Now, this isn't me suggesting that people should settle for the sort of AI slop that we see on social media or anything like that, but let's just be real. There is no putting this genie back in the bottle. AI is not going anywhere, and I have no problem with studios using it to speed up the process of developing games. If I did have a problem with that, I would be hypocritical, since I use AI to speed up my own research.
I mainly want to find out how they implementing it. Like so is it like something you have to manually do? If it's manual, don't really care much.
All the time, but there are certain things that this technology can
What's
do.
really worrying me is with how the censorship craze is going right now. It's still going. It just because most content creators stopped talking about it doesn't mean it stopped. But like with how it's going, if they would start doing stuff like that just because Visa and MasterCard tell them to do it. And the United Band of Karens told them to censor something.
Which I will absolutely not support, and that is a furtherance of the censorship. But unfortunately, that appears to be where all of this is going, with AI dictating what we can and cannot see.
Desire is irrelevant. I am a machine.
Yeah, it looks like Sony is diving headfirst into the ability to censor games and even players. They are developing a technology that allows AI to alter what a player would see or hear in real time while
Wait, so it's Sony launches the AI censorship. So okay, so it's not just PlayStation, it's Xbox and Nintendo.
playing a game. Of course, the way that this is being packaged is about as predictable as it comes.
Won't somebody please think of the children?
But ultimately,
How about you just be a parent and make sure you know what they're playing?
with everything that we have seen over the past few years with regards to how these large companies have been targeting gamers with censorship, we all know what is going to happen with this technology ultimately.
Ew! course, Nintendo is on board. Well, the way I see Nintendo, a lot of the easiest thing to give your kid to play with is a Nintendo. I know there's a lot of adults who use Nintendo, but Nintendo is more for kids. Just because of how, childish the games are. I'm gonna catch so many strays with that. People are gonna get so mad at me for saying that.
Alright, me hearties, don't forget to smack that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. A lot of you have been subscribing, which is why it is already time to ask the following question.
How many assholes we got on this ship anyhow?
We now have 180,000 of you space pirate scallywags, and as is the custom on this channel, with every 1,000 subscribers, I add a new ship to the fleet in order to house the newcomers. This time, one of you guys suggested that we go with the Argo from the old show Star Blazers, which can be seen floating around here. If any one of you have recommendations for future ships, drop them into the comment section and I will add them to my long list.
Okay,
Super
okay.
chats get
Yeah,
boosted
he's already almost at 200.
Yeah, holy crap.
Channel has been exploding.
to the top of the list with the other super chats, and also, for your reference, I will be adding an alphabetized list of all the ships already in the fleet to the description of this video. But in any case, I appreciate everyone being here as a part of the crew. It means an awful lot.
I knew it. I'm surrounded by assholes.
But let's get to the topic of discussion here. Sony has filed a patent for this new technology which will attempt to blur out things that they don't want you to see in real time. This article here from the Gaming Bible discusses it.
Gaming Bible? Which one did I check? I was checking the article on the interestingengineering.com. Guess we check out different websites.
Yeah, you check out engineering. straight to the professionals.
Well, because they patented it. I feel like that was interesting.
They're about to make a
Telling
lot
us
of
about
money.
the potential usage of this tech, Sony has been busy over recent months by implementing a series of changes aimed at both making the PlayStation 5 better as well as testing the waters for the PlayStation 6.
Oh my god, they're already working on PlayStation 6. Why am I surprised? Bro, why am I surprised at this? What do you think the performance of PlayStation 6 is gonna be? Like, will PlayStation players finally get 200 FPS? No, actually, that's a little nonsensical considering that the TVs won't be able to keep up with it.
Yeah.
With gaming technology forever evolving, the major companies have to keep up with the demand, and with AI being more and more popular, despite criticism over the use of generative AI, Sony has patented an AI censorship tool. Aimed at the PS5 and PS6, documents add that the technology...
I do wonder, after this announcement, how many people are gonna finally pull the trigger from going from console to PC, officially switching. I also wonder, like, out of the people who watch us, how many of you are considering to officially switch from console to PC after everything that's been going on with consoles?
is also going to be a focus for other rival consoles, including Microsoft's Xbox and Nintendo's Switch hardware. And I would just like to pause really quick here and point out that the language in this article from this game journalist guy actually comes off as pretty positive. There is a positive spin being put on this, because if there is anything that game journalists like to see in games...
I'm sorry, but that dress is so cute. Just wanted to say it. I'ma shut up.
Gaming. It is the idea that a game, or even gamers themselves, could be censored. They will cry and moan and scream in fury if you talk about generative AI, which will eventually put them out of business along with their game developer buddies. When it comes to that sort of thing, they get all bent out of shape to the point that even when the CEO of Larian Studios comes out in an interview and simply discusses using AI to speed up the art process, they freak out and act as though Larian has committed a cardinal sin, even though Larian has come out and said, hey, we aren't firing...
Yeah, I talked about it too. Like, it's Sorry, there were sirens. It's like there's a lot of studios coming out right now on Twitter, and for some reason underlining that they will never work with AI. It feels so scripted right now with the mob going after Larian and specific studios coming out and punching down on Larian and saying like, "Oh, we would never do anything like that." It's just it feels so staged. Like all of this feels so staged right now, and now like the Nvidia AI that gonna play games for you and Sony patent censorship that's gonna censor everything for you. It just gaming is such a landmark disaster right now. We just went through a whole like infused AI and Karen's telling us what we should play and what we shouldn't be. People telling us, "Oh, we're a horrible person if we actually enjoy games." And now this, it's gaming such a shit show right now. So I had to get it off my chest.
Anyone. This doesn't mean that anyone is losing their job. In fact, we're hiring people. Nope, they don't care about that. They just hear
And they even saved the whole studio from going under. Well, people losing their job. They literally bought out the whole studio and brought it into Larian. I will
Yep.
never get tired of saying that.
generative AI and it pisses them off. But some of these game journalists gave Arc Raiders a bad review score just because they hate generative AI, which was used in that game, despite the fact that Arc Raiders is actually pretty awesome. A bunch of them decided to give that game a bad review.
Yeah, there's like a lot of grandstanding about specific games. Like, for example, Expedition 33, they got quote unquote disqualified from the Indie Award show because they initially used AI as placeholders. Also, by the way, no one really cares about the Indie Game Award. Like, really, no one cares about it.
But what this does is simply reveal these people's intentions. These are people who don't act.
I mean, there's a reason why the Indie Game of the Year award show is hiding on Patreon. They even said they were not going to be broadcasting it anywhere besides their Patreon. There's a reason why they're hiding like scared little pussies.
Actually mind AI as long as it adheres to their goals and doesn't threaten them. As long as all it does is come after the so-called chuds, then they will talk about it in a neutral or even positive fashion. But let's read some more of this article. It says, aimed at making any game child-friendly, the tool will be fully automated.
Have you considered that some games shouldn't be played by kids at all? Why are we doing this? Why are we encouraging bad parenting? Why are we letting kids get into our games? It kind of does feel like more of an excuse to censor more games for adults. And I'm not talking about like porn games for adults. I'm talking about like just adult games like GTA and stuff like that. They're gonna use it more of a as an excuse. They'll start publishing graphs of how many things they had to censor in a specific game, and this game is problematic because percentage wise it had the higher censorship, and look at how many kids are playing this game, and we had to censor this much. We need to change this game forever now. There's gonna be a lot of people who will be going after games with using the Sony AI censorship.
And tailored to specific users.
Like, I know I sound a little bit like a tinfoil hat nerd right now, but we've seen that happen. Like, people were laughing at everyone who were saying that censorship is coming, and look what happened.
Based on what they would and would not like to see in upcoming game releases. Filed by Sony Interactive Entertainment on December 9th, the patent reveals that the processor will be able to detect and access a game's audio and video, and in turn will be able to provide censorship. This can include everything from muting slurs to blurring gold.
If he was trying to gatekeep mature rated games from little kids, yeah, I am. I'm gonna gatekeep the shit out of my games. There's a music YouTuber who pulled their cover of Expedition 33 and Baldur's Gate 3 songs because of all the AI stuff. It's crazy. It's so fucking stupid. That is stupid.
gore and nudity, and in turn, the censored audio and video can be muted or hidden entirely.
Gatekeep, castle keep, fortress keep your games. Yeah, pretty much. Gatekeep the shit out of games.
Or even replaced with deepfake AI technology so that you will hear or see something altogether different. If it is successful, the AI technology will be able to detect any content that the user has specifically requested to censor, with a second processor being implemented to obscure the selected content. PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo consoles would benefit from this technology, as Sony notes that the patent will work on most major computer ecosystems. As a result, some major upcoming AAA releases could give users the choice to censor adult language, nudity, gore, alcohol use, scenes of a sexual nature, and more. And I've gotta say, on the surface,
So they'll be using it on majority of games, as I said. It's not gonna be just Stellar Blade. It's gonna be Space Marine. Actually, all Warhammer games. It's gonna be all Warhammer game. Any Warhammer game that's available on console is gonna be censored. I wonder if they'll try to push the stuff onto PC, or maybe they're not gonna push it onto PC, but they might push it onto PC if you use the Xbox Game Pass, since Xbox will be part of it. I wonder. If this AI works, Sony will push it into every game on their platform to get an E for everyone rating from the ESRB. What's the benefit for them, though? That's what I'm wondering. What's the benefit? You guys remember how there were like funds for making DEI games? Are there like censorship funds or something? Like grants?
Probably not. It might be like backroom deals,
Hmm.
allegedly, you know.
Yeah. It's a good thing you had it allegedly.
Um, um,
I'm not sure what the big deal is, as this sounds like it would be an optional mode. It will be an optional mode, yes. I am more concerned about repercussions. So, as I said, them gathering all this data and saying that, oh, a lot of kids like this game, so they should officially completely change a lot of those things in that game. And them using that to go after specific publishing and studios. That's what I'm worried about. Some parents will buy it based on the rating. That's true. That's true. Why don't parents just check at least one trailer?
because that's too much work.
Oh, that's fair enough.
that doesn't necessarily sound bad. I have no problem with someone choosing to alter their own game experience if, for some reason, someone didn't want to see some blood or nudity or something. To me, this is no different than someone deciding to mod their own game. But how long do you think it will take before the powers that be decide to start weaponizing this against gamers and forcing us to play games in a certain way?
This is what I'm worried about. I'm not worried about having an optional thing to remove stuff from video games. You guys saw how I react to SO scenes in video games as well. I always go, ew. So for me, the problem is not the optional thing. For me, the problem is everything that will come after that. Modern parents are lazy and glued to their damn phones. Some of them. I wouldn't say all of them. I did see some younger parents that are pretty good with their kids.
There's always the exception,
Mm,
and the majority are usually like kind of in the middle.
mhm.
But the loudest ones are the ones that are really bad at
Yeah.
parenting.
They could already do that though. They To be fair, not to the scale that they could potentially do that in the future, because with this AI, they could actually use it to a higher scale, because they would have the statistics. They will have the statistics, the numbers, the graphs, the everything. And the sad reality is, like, suits are so pathetic. Once you put like graphs and statistics in front of them, they right away agree with you.
A lot of us have been celebrating about the altered Lara Croft in the new Tomb Raider games.
Yeah, Yeah, this I don't get. Why people so pressed about Tomb Raider coming back and how she looks? She doesn't even look sexual. What is wrong with people? She looks normal. Like a normal person who gives a damn how she looks, and that's it.
Honestly, don't understand the problem with her. She
Yeah.
seems like, a Laura Croft. You can
Mhm.
identify her, so that's all that really matters.
Yeah.
At least to me, I don't honestly don't.
Loving the fact that she looks at least a bit more like her old self. Well, how annoying will it be if the powers that be decide that they liked the old Laura better and decide to alter your game experience so that you are forced to play it the way that someone else wants? And the thing is, you have to recollect that prior to this summer, when Steam was bullied by the payment processors to change their censorship rules, we never thought that Valve would pull that sort of thing, but with as much power as
I mean, we really didn't think that Valve will somewhat comply. What is Valve supposed to use if not Visa and MasterCard? Like, quite frankly, Valve already stopped working with PayPal. But besides that, you really expect them to tank their whole company and not let game developers publish and earn on their website? Kind of stupid. And I actually don't blame them. Look at how she looked previously. Which version you're talking about? Like, are you talking about the original one? Are you talking about
First,
the quote unquote younger one, the new wave younger
Square
one?
Enix.
Square Enix one? Yeah, so the younger one.
being wielded against gamers, I absolutely expect that this technology will be turned against us eventually. And as the article explained, this isn't just for the PlayStation or anything like that. This will work on Nintendo, Xbox, or of course it will work just fine on Steam as well. And when it happens, it will happen with subtlety. They won't make a big deal out of it, it will just happen. The article eventually explains that a part of the patent involves a system where the player is informed ahead of time of something that you might want censored, and it acts based on your choice, but that
Wait, what do you mean it's gonna inform you ahead of time? Like, is there gonna be like a pop-up window or something? I'm confused.
Yeah, I
won't
don't
last.
understand.
We all know
Also, how much processing power will it even take to run it?
that it won't last. These people despise gamers because we are much too independent for their liking. That is my own personal explanation for why they like to break our toys.
And on top of that, is there gonna be duality of save horny and non-save horny? I feel like we do still need more information, and I feel like the only time we'll get information is when it's gonna be like hands-on used.
As someone who remembers the Call of Duty and Halo lobbies from 15 years ago or so, it pains me to think that eventually that stuff will be completely wiped out of the gaming experience. There was something very human about all the shit talking in those lobbies, but I'm gonna leave it there. The humanity in gaming is seriously under threat.
Yeah, that shit talking is in TFT. If you miss it, go play TF2. Not TFT, TF2. Yeah. If you miss the Xbox COD lobbies, go play TF2. Stop missing them. Just go play a game where they still have it. Those days are never gone. It's still there. You're just playing the wrong games.
They moved
What do
on.
you
Yeah.
make of this new tech? Drop your thoughts into the comment section below, and we will talk there. Thanks for watching me, Hearties. If you have
That was a good video. But yeah, I guess time will show how severe it is, how it's implemented. I think it all depends how it will be implemented. I think it is gonna depend how the information is gonna be used. It all like all the factors. It depends on this and it depends on that. It all depends.
Snowflakes falling